Hello YouTubers and RC fans, my name is Ryan Robinson, and today I'm going to be sharing with y'all a review of my modified ECX boost. Now there are lots of reviews on YouTube and other places about this car. However, see that is a Castle Creations Sidewinder brushless motor. So this review is going to be about how I bought this car, which it was the standard $100 AM one from Electrics RC that was later named ECX, and I'm just going to share with y'all just kind of the modifications that I made to it, and also you're going to get to see how this thing performs in both a bashing environment and a race environment. So let's pop up the hood and let's get started. Okay, so this is what my ECX boost looks like without the body off. So let's just jump right in here and start talking about what's changed. So first off, tires from Proline, all-terrain, buggy, 1/10 scale, all the way around. The rear tires have become a little bit bald just because of the raw power of the Castle brushless system. The turnbuckles have all upgraded from plastic to titanium. These are all from the RC10 B4.1. Traxxas 2075 waterproof steering servo. Fly Sky FSGT3B radio and receiver right there. Low C battery strap. Traxxas connector that you have to solder on your own connector to the SCT system. Got it from my Traxxas Wrestler trickle charger. In the rear, again, titanium turnbuckle. These are actually Traxxas Bandit drive shafts that I cut from that I had to cut down to length using the ruined ECX drive shafts. Run this system in there long enough, these things will eventually either pop off or just come apart right up here. And also, I replaced the what are they called, stub axles with ones from the Traxxas Wrestler. So now how this ESC fits into place is you have to take this piece off and shave some of the underside of it, so that way the ESC will slip right in there. And one more thing about the chassis is your steering block right here. This is the only part of me that's broken because Loctite, where these two screws come in, kind of got ruined and this thing just flew off. But if you go to like Amazon, you find these parts on Amazon. They're really cheap, but just buy some new ones and that problem should go away. And also make sure you put some tape this thing to your chassis, otherwise it has the chance of flying out right here and just turning off your whole car, and it's really annoying to go out onto a track and have to flip your switch back on. So that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing. This battery tray will accompany 7-cell nickel metal hydride hump pack and a 2S LiPo. It can accommodate a 3S LiPo, but there are 4 screws. You have to raise this plate, and that's done by unscrewing that screw there, and 2 more underneath this shock tower. So you have to unscrew the screws holding this thing in place, raise it up, loosen those, and then you can fit in a 3S LiPo in here. And also, the transmission in here is all metal. That was upgraded from the plastic transmission. So that's pretty much it for the chassis. So let's see how this thing performs in a bashing environment. Okay, so this is just some driving footage of my modified ECX Boost 2-wheel drive buggy. This is what it'll drive like with the certain tires it has and with the Castle Creation Sidewinder SCT system. As you can see, it's quite nimble, and if you love rooster tails, yes, this thing will throw up rooster tails in loose dirt. I mean, just look at it. Look at all this haze and everything. And now look, it's just chasing it. So, and this thing, as far as jumping, it jumps fairly well. Watch it come back. If later there's some better jumping of it. But anyway, overall performance of the buggy in this video is kind of held back by the rear tires. I've had these tires for a year and they've started to go bald, and that explains kind of why the buggy spins out relatively easily in like dirt and grass and stuff. See, like just right there, the rear tires are kind of ruining this, but they are passable and they do actually perform very well on like asphalt or concrete, but that will wear them out relatively fast. Also, running them in leaves I think also wears them out. Okay, so going back to jumping, for only $100 this buggy jumps very well, but batteries play a huge role on it. With the 2S LiPo, this thing jumps, can get some air very easily. The suspension feels pretty good, but the front was a little bit bouncy right out of the box. Right now, all four corners of the suspension just have some 30 weight tracks of silicone oil in them, but I plan on upgrading that, and you'll get to see a better suspension performance in this video later on.
Okay, so this is the ECX Boost the next day. This is how the car performs with a 3S LiPo in the system. I want to say it'll top out at about 50 miles per hour, but the speed has not been checked with a radar gun because I don't own one. Now with this car, if you're not careful with it, you will pop wheelies. Like, that was just a freak accident. I didn't mean to pop that wheelie. But here's just some footage of, just some better footage of just really how fast this car goes, because if you stand right on the road and try and film this thing, it's just really hard. Earlier I said these tires hook up pretty well with asphalt and concrete, and here the tires are performing very well, even with the huge bloom of the tires generated by that 3S LiPo. Now right here, this is just the iPad positioned on the ground, just having the car just to go right by it. This is honestly my favorite part of this whole video, just because it gives you just a really good idea of just how fast it goes. Now, with a 3S LiPo, just kind of putt around with it gently if you're going to go off-road, because you don't want to overheat the ESC, because this whole system costs about $100 and you really don't want to break that. So handle this with care, or save it just for speed runs. 2 days later, more testing. Here's the buggy at Mike's Hobby Shop in Carrollton, Texas. Same setup, same 30 weight tracks of silicone oil, same tires, etc. One thing that surprised me was just how well this buggy jumps. I just could not get enough of just how nice it just flew over jumps. I mean, it's got a 2S LiPo in it, and it's got a Castle Creations brushless system in it. There's really nothing on this track this buggy can't handle. It's just awesome and amazing. I mean, just watch. Yeah, it's just incredible. If you have an ECX Boost, this thing jumps tremendously well with a 2S LiPo. It doesn't have the heavy weight of nickel metal hydride in it, so it's just very easy to control in the air. Now this footage right here is with a new set of tires. They're tires specifically designed for this type of surface, and again the buggy just jumps absolutely amazing. And also I replaced all of the turnbuckles with aluminum ones for more adjustability. But I mean, again, nothing's stopping this thing. And I was expecting the tires to perform a little bit better on this surface, but the ground seemed to be pretty dry to me. I mean, I really don't know a whole lot about track surfaces, but I don't know. But still, they still just perform great. Now, y'all are probably wondering, how durable is this little two-wheel drive buggy? Well, there's big crash number 1, little wreck number 2, tumble number 3, and just outright catastrophe number 4. Through all that, nothing broke, not one part. Only thing that really just fell apart on this car was the left tire. It lost a wheel nut over that jump. That was just due to that there was hardly any Loctite in that wheel nut. So I just went and bought some Traxxas wheel nuts that have a good amount of Loctite in them, and that problem went away. Alright, last thing. Here's a list of all the parts I used for this review minus the racing tires. Because in order to get some good racing tires, it's best just to go to your local hobby shop and ask what tires they have work best on their track. Now, in order to just make this whole project, just start to get working, you need everything from the ECX metal gear transmission and everything through to the FlySky GT3B radio system, because the Sidewinder SCT system will not work unless you have a 2.4 GHz radio, and you need the programming card if you want to alternate between nickel metal hydride and LiPo. So that's it for this review. I want to say a special thank you to David Spates and Jonathan Spates, my next door neighbors, because they helped me do some filming on this, and David helped me get to Mike's Hobby Shop because it's an hour away from where we live. And again, thanks for watching. My name is Ryan Robinson, and stay tuned for another video where I will be talking about why I chose the ECX Boost as my car, or why I made the choice to buy it, and my motives for making this whole review. So thank you very much for watching. See you sometime soon.